WiseGuyBets here with some DFS picks for today, July 20th, 2021. Looking at the DraftKings main slate. Got 13 games on the schedule tonight, and let's get right into it. Let's look at the pitcher position. At pitcher, we're looking at Aaron Nola against New York Yankees. His projection on night is 14.8 fantasy points. He has 126 strikeouts on the season. He's pitching around 5.6 innings per game. His last three games, 33, 13, 21. And against New York is only batting 180 against him in 50 at-bats. I like that sample size at 9,500. I do like him. I think he exceeds the 14.8 tonight. His last five against the Yankees are 0, 0, 0, 34, and 37. So his last two outings against the Yankees, he's been successful with 34 and 37. I definitely think he exceeds the 14.8 projection points for tonight. Let's look at the catcher position. At catcher, we're looking at James McCann for Seattle. I'm sorry, for New York Mets. He's projection is 8.6 fantasy points for tonight. He has 8 homers on the season. He's batting 247. He's getting around 3.1 at bats per game. His last 3 games, 2, 0, and 21. He's 4 for 10 against the pitcher he's facing tonight. 3 singles, 1 double. I like the over-under run projection of 10.5. His last 5 against Cincinnati is 0, 0, 2, 0, and 21. So Mr. McCann is someone I definitely want to look at getting in my lineups tonight at the catch position. He's 3,500 on DraftKings. Let's look at the first base position. At first base, I'm looking at Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for Toronto. His projection on that is 8.1 fantasy points, 31 homers on the season. He's batting 328, 3.6 at-bats per game. He's averaging 11 on the season. His last 3 games have been 36, 0, and 4. He's 5 for 7 against the pitcher he's facing tonight. 2 singles, 3 doubles. I think Mr. Guerrero is a possible core pick, someone you can put in your cash and your tournament lineups. He is expensive, so you got to factor that in to try to get him in. But Mr. Guerrero Jr. is someone I'm definitely trying to get into my lineups tonight at the first base position. Let's look at the second base position. At second base, I'm looking at Jean Segura for Philadelphia, another player from this Philly-New York Yankees game. His projection on that is 8.2 fantasy points. He has 4 homers on the season. He's batting 315. He's getting 3.9 at-bats per game. His last 3 games is 5, 4, and 7. Against the pitcher he's facing tonight, he's batting 571. He's 4 for 7, 3 singles, 1 triple. He's batting leadoff position. The over-run projection is 9. He's probably going to get to the plate 4 or 5 times tonight if things go correctly. His last 5 against the Yankees are 0, 9, 7, 15, and 20. His last 2 outings against the Yankees have been very good, and I like him in this position tonight. I like his salary of $3,300. So Jean Segura is someone I'm definitely trying to get into my lineup tonight at the second base position. Let's look at the third base position. At third base, I'm looking at John Berti for Miami against Washington. His projection on night is 7.9 fantasy points. He has 4 homers on the season. He's only batting 215 on the year, not good at all. He's getting about 2.8 at-bats per game. His average on the season is 5, not good. His last 3 games have been 2, 3, 0. He's 3,200. He has a favorable matchup, plus 27%. According to draft dashboards. He's 1 for 1 against the pitcher he's faced. He's only had 1 single. He's batting 7th in the lineup. He's 3,200. I like where he's positioned tonight. I think he could get a couple hits and exceed his projection of 7.9. If I get 10 points out of him tonight, I'm happy. His last 5 against Washington has been 4, 15, 19, 11, and 0. So prior to last night, he had pretty good outings against Washington. He had a 0 last night, and I do like players coming off a 0. I think he bounces back with about 10 fantasy points tonight. So Mr. Berthe is someone I definitely want to get in my lineups tonight at the third base position. Let's look at the shortstop position. At shortstop, we're looking at Paul DeLong for St. Louis. His projection on that is 6.9 fantasy points. He has 13 homers on the season. He's only batting .202. He's getting about 3.3 at-bats per game. His last 3 games fantasy point-wise is 6, 14, and 8. Salary's $3,700 on DraftKings. He's 7 for 20 against this pitcher, batting .350 with 3 singles, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. So he does like this pitcher. That's a pretty good sample size to be batting .350 against this pitcher. He's in the 8th spot in the lineup. The over-under run projection is 9 in this game. So we're probably looking at 3 to 4 at-bats. But with his previous success against this pitcher, I think he can make it count. His last 5 games against Chicago is 16-0, 16, 19, and 8. Mr. DeLong is someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. Let's look at the outfield. In the outfield, we're going with Chris Owings for Colorado. His projection on the night is 6.3 fantasy points, 1 home run on the season. He's batting .326. He's getting around 2 at-bats per game. His fantasy points for the last 3 games are 14, 3, and 12. He is 3,200 on DraftKings. He's 2 for 3 against the pitcher he's facing with 1 single, 1 double. I really like this over-under run projection of 11. We're looking at 4 to 5 at-bats if things go correctly. His last 5 against Seattle's not good, 7-0, 7-0-0. But I think he's in a pretty good position tonight with some success against the pitcher he's facing. I like Mr. Owens tonight in the position that he's in, and he's definitely someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineups tonight in the outfield. Those are my picks for today. Hey, if my videos help you, go ahead and hit that like button. It allows me to produce more content. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, and that'll be greatly appreciated. Until the next video, peace.